Edgar Allan Poe is one of the greatest writers in American history. His stories are read everywhere and by everyone. Many wonder what inspired Poe and how he came up with such unique and interesting ideas. Did they come from events in his life, crimes he heard of, or perhaps just a twisted genius that was his mind? While nobody will ever be able to get into Poe's head, one thing is clear. Every place Edgar Allan Poe lived had a dramatic effect on him and greatly influenced. Boston may have inspired one of Poe's most well-known works, The Fall of the House of Usher. There was once an Usher house on Boston's Lewis Wharf. When it was torn down in 1800, 2 bodies were found intertwined in an area of the cellar. According to Michael and Susan Southworth, the legend said they were an adulterous couple who had been found by the woman's husband and trapped in the spot of their rendezvous. It was possible that Poe may have taken the name Usher from this family or one of the others that lived in the area when he wrote the story 39 years later. The idea of 2 bodies found wrapped around each other in the rubble of a torn-down house, however, may very well likely be from the report of the bodies found in 1800. Many of Poe's other known works were written in Philadelphia, in the building known as the Poe House, where he lived with his wife and mother-in-law from 1842 to 1844. Among these were The Black Cat. Poe also spent a few years in New York, and it was there that he published The Raven. One lesser-known story was directly inspired by events that took place in the city. According to Kenneth Silverman, The Mystery of Marie Roget was written by Poe and published in 1842, a year after the murder of Mary Rogers. Besides the obvious similarity of the names, Mary Rogers and Mary Roget, in both cases, the body of the young woman was found in a river. Mary Rogers was found in the Hudson River, while Poe's Mary was found in the Seine. Don Silva states that The Mystery of Mary Roget is considered the first murder. Poe also spent time in Virginia, South Carolina, Maryland, England, and Scotland. There is sufficient evidence to suggest that Boston, Philadelphia, and New York City all greatly affected Poe and inspired The Cask of Amontillado, The Fall of the House of Usher, The Black Cat, and The Mystery of Mary Roget. Were there other crimes and stories that inspired his writing? It's likely there were. Unfortunately, whether or not we'll ever be able to make these connections is unknown. One man's genius will no doubt continue to...
A man of reason goes mad.
Good evening, sir. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor from your house. Suspicion of foul play has been aroused.
Yes. It was my own. Do you have a boarder?
Yes, however, he is absent in the country.
He should be back any day now. You come in and make yourselves welcome. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing.